What's up? Welcome back to the Round Table Talk. I am your host, C Money, and we are back here in beautiful downtown Miami, and we are continuing our tour of places to go, things to do, hot spots in South Florida, of course, and history in South Florida. And just earlier, we did Bayfront Park, we did Bayside, and we did the Casella Center, which is here. Now we are at Maurice Ferre Park, which is formerly known as Bicentennial Park. Now, this park also has a little bit of history. It may not be history in the books, but it has a little bit of history. At one point, this park had a lot of things going on, and it was one of the premier parks that hosted two prominent things. And one of those things we discussed in a video earlier today as well. Now, I'm going to get back to it. This park dates back to the mid 1900s, where it was probably 1970, 1980, I believe. Yes, because at one point this park had a bathroom area, concessions area, where they had a restaurant. They had a lot of things going on here inside of this park. So this park had a lot going on. Now, this might be a two-part episode because there are other things in this park that we're going to be viewing, but we're not going to view the inside of them, but we're going to be talking more about it. Now, this park, like I said, it had a restaurant, it had, spots where people can fish at, which they still do. It had a lot of things. Now, this park hours is from 7 a.m. to 10 p.m. Now, this park does actually have a gate to close at a certain time. Like I said earlier with Bayfront Park, that didn't have a gate to close the park. So that park is continually open year-round, 24 hours a day. Even though the park is closed at sunset, or normal parks around here close at 10 o'clock, I'm sure people still walk the park at night because it is an open park. But here there's a lot of areas. Over there is where the bathroom area is at. We're probably going to get a closer look of that. Now, back in the 80s and 90s. Now, back in the 90s, there were two, and the early 2000s, I'm going to say early 2000s, there was two prominent events that was held here in the park. One of them is what I mentioned earlier, which was the Ultra Fest Music Festival. This was the see downtown Miami pit stop. That's the restroom. That's right there. That's for anybody who needs to go to the restroom. There was this was the first location for the iconic music festival here, and it fit in the whole park. The location for Bayfront Park, they have to block off certain sections of Biscayne Boulevard to actually utilize the Ultra Music Festival. So it blocks off Biscayne Boulevard. But here, they didn't have to block off Biscayne Boulevard to actually, do the Ultra Music Festival, because this park was big enough to hold several stages. Ultra Music Festival is one of those festivals that's something similar to Woodstock, to where, they have like different stages and they have different, performers and stuff like that. But this is, I guess, is the dog park. I have not been in this park in years, and I've been here because I've been to a location that is here, but not in this park. There's a location here that you can see over there. We'll probably do that in another state, another day and time. Do another, like a video at another day and time with there. But here, this was the first home of the Ultra Music Festival. Also, that used to be here was also an iconic Halloween theme park called House of Horror. I was just about to say Halloween Horror Nights, but my bad. I was just about to say it, but because that's a lot. But it is called House of Horror. When House of Horror first opened up, this was when this was called Bicentennial Park, and they used to have the theme park here. And I remember going with me, my sister, and my cousins. We ended up coming here for that, because I remember they had a horror maze, and through the maze, you try to find your way out of the maze. Then at the end of the maze, you get chased with Jason and the chainsaw, at the end of the maze. And I remember that because it was somewhere in towards the Biscayne Boulevard area. Yeah, but eventually House of Horror ended up moving to their location now, which is next to the Miami International Mall. And we'll probably get to that on another day or venue, because that's only happens during Halloween, which is during the month of October. Over here is where the concession stand and the seating area used to be, and at one point that's where the homeless people used to sleep at and stuff like that. This been here for years. I believe I forgot what it was, but it's been here for years. It's been there and stuff like that for years. As you can see from across the way, there's the Casella Center. This right here, I didn't mention this, but this is the back part of the Casella Center. This is called the Dan Sol Plaza, or Sol Plaza, I believe. And it's something like, it's owned by the county, of course. And it's like something like a park, but it doesn't have like park amenities. You don't have a bathroom. You don't have, benches and stuff like that. Yeah, people do come out here to fish and stuff, but with certain events, they do have this blocked off to where, it is a parking area for certain people and stuff like that when they have games and events and stuff like that. And when they have concerts, this is where most of the trucks, the stage trailers and tractor trailers and 18-wheelers, this is where most of them are housed at back there when they need to, have them, store them somewhere when they're having concerts and stuff. Well, most of them, not all the time. But okay, here, this looks like a police vehicle, because apparently the lights are flashing, so that is clearly a police vehicle right there. Go this way and then come around, because if I go straight down, I go into parts of the video that I don't want. But like I say, I rarely visit this park, but I want to do, this is the eastern part of downtown Miami near the water. And it's kind of cool out here because of the fact that I've actually never told you, when you get closer to the water, like if you live in the central part of Miami, you're a little bit warmer than you would coming this way, because the wind, like when it's windy, it blows even worse coming towards the water area, because water and wind, there's like a combination that it blows real hard. But when you go further in on the mainland, like White Line area and stuff like that, it's cold, but it's not as cold as it is over here because the wind is not blowing. So that's a good thing. This is the exercise area, and I've been seeing these at a lot of parks now, where a lot of these parks are adding exercise areas. I'm gonna go this way. I was gonna go the other way, but I'm gonna go this way. A lot of these parks are adding exercise areas. Now, I've seen this in several parks. I've seen it at Cherry, which I did a video of, and I've seen it at other parks that I do venture out. And the park that my mom goes to on a daily basis, they have exercise area too. So this is something good where you can do free exercising in the park on the outside and stuff like that. To me, honestly, a lot of these gyms are overrated. That's why I think now a lot of the gyms are lowering their costs to like $10 a month and stuff like that. Because with most gyms, they may not have this type of equipment, and they may not have the workout equipment that you need to work out. But here you can work out for free, and you can get your workout on without having to pay a fee. Only thing is, you don't have showers, you don't have, bathrooms and stuff like that. Well, you do have bathrooms and stuff like that, but you don't have the extra amenities that they have at gyms. But I'll come out here and work out for free, and I won't have to pay all that money. Back then it used to be like $30, $40 for a membership at the club. Now it's damn near $10, because now a lot of people, they can buy their own equipment and work out in their house for damn near nothing. Just pay your rent, and hell, you can work out in your house for free. All you're doing is just paying your rent. So stuff like that. So basically, that's what it is. But you can work out at all that many of these parks with these exercising. But a lot of these exercising places like that are basically designed for senior citizens to work out, and get their workout on. Because a lot of senior citizens like, my mom and other people, they don't really get exercising, and they don't really do a lot of exercising. So it's kind of hard for a lot of them. So they design a lot of these equipment, because a lot of senior citizens, they don't go to the gym. So they build up these little exercising sections in the park to get senior citizens to exercise, and stuff like that. The last time my mom exercised, I'm not ashamed to say it, my mom got paralyzed at one point, and I had to take her to, her physical therapist, twice a week and stuff like that. And, I was her coach to where she had to get back into walking, and stuff like that. And, that was the last time she ever went exercising, and I try to get my mom to exercise. I do a lot of walking. So for me, that's my exercise, even though I did get a little bit, I did gain a little bit of weight during COVID, because of the fact that, I was at home and I couldn't go anywhere and I couldn't do anything. So I had to stay home, and COVID made me big. This is the bathroom right here, the back part of the bathroom. I think these are like the office administrative buildings and stuff like that, or the case may be. We're gonna come over here. Like I said, I have not been in this park. I've been here in recent years, but to walk this park, I have not been, because right here is the place I've been to, and we're gonna talk about that in just about 2 seconds. We may not have to do a two-part of this episode, but just about 2 seconds, I'm gonna show you, because right here, this is called there's two parts of this park. The main part, this is called the Maurice Ferré Park, but it's also called the Museum Park. And the reason why, because there are two museums that is housed here, which is the Perez Art Museum, which is Perez Art Museum Miami, which is also called PAM, and the Philip and Patricia Frost Museum of Science. If you've ever seen my video back when I did the video of downtown Miami, I don't know if I've mentioned it. It used to be called the Miami Art Museum, which was in the central part of downtown, which was right across the hall from the main public library, which is next door to the History Miami Museum. But they closed it down and moved here to the Miami Art Museum. Now here, this is, they must have just recently built this, because I remember the last time I was here, they didn't have all of this. And this is somewhat art. This is interesting art. A dog wearing a police hat, I'm guessing there. A bulldog. I'm guessing this is art catering to pets, and a lot of pets. Okay, we're gonna walk through here. They have a walk-through entrance where you can enter and exit as you please and as you may. Okay, we're gonna go through here. Cats and dogs, and these are funny looking art. Now as well, I'm gonna go back, and we're gonna come back to what I was saying here. Yes, this. Okay, let's talk about. I'm just giving you a view. Please do not climb on the sculptures. I know a lot of kids, they want to climb on the sculptures, and maybe some adults want to climb on the sculptures. That's my understanding, but this is understanding. Okay, so to my left is the Philip and Patricia Frost Science Museum. Now, if you've ever been to where, this is funny, like he's weird. If you've ever been to the Science Museum, oh my God, there's a lot of interesting art here. This is interesting. This is a lot of interesting art. I can't even start talking about the Science Museum because it's so much art here. And if you want to know more about these arts, I'm not going to go through every little detail of the little science here for the art. I'm just showing you the pictures of the art where, you can get an understanding. If you live here in South Florida, come on out and just watch it, or come on out to see it, because, I'm not going to go through every little inch of the art and say, oh, this art is from this art from this person, this art from this person, because it's so much art to where I'm like, yeah, I don't want to go through all of this art. Now, okay, let me hurry up and get through here because now this is a lot of art. You know, I want to give you an overhaul of the park and also overhaul of everything and stuff like that. A lot of these are interesting art, you know. And I actually like these art sculptures because this is actually what, you know, you know, it gives you a better viewing of the art. Dogs and cats walkway, sculpture gardens. That's cute. That's a big ass cat. That's a weird cat. Okay, we're here. So we're here at the end of the walkway. I'm gonna go around. I could have cut through there, but I'm gonna be nice and do the actual walkway. Now here is the Perez Art Museum. Now remember I told you that this museum was actually closer to downtown Miami. It was near the courthouses and everything. It's called the George M. Perez Art Museum of Miami-Dade County. Now there's a lot of things that this museum offers, a lot of amenities. We're gonna go back to this museum because, you know, there are a lot of things on the outside that you can intake from. You could probably intake a lot of things on the outside of this museum without having to go on the inside of the museum. I wouldn't be surprised because I did it before. Now here is the Philip and Patricia Frost Science Museum. Now this museum in the 90s, in the 90s, this museum was housed in Coconut Grove. It was right across the street from a video we're going to be doing soon. It is called Vizcaya Gardens. It was one of the oldest homes here in Miami-Dade County, and right across the street from Vizcaya, which is in Coconut Grove, housed the Science Museum and of, you know, Science and Space Planetarium. Now that is where, you know, the original Science Museum was, and that museum was more iconic than this one. Now this is called a solar tree because a lot of these are popping up in the parks. That was more iconic than this one location. Now I recently visited this location because me and a friend of mine, we ended up coming here to this location, and I ended up taking my mom here, and I do have a video of my mom doing one of the little activities here. So yes, this is called the Frost Science Museum. It is called the Philip and Patricia Frost Science Museum, or to most, Frost Science. So now I'm gonna not go deep further. We're gonna do a video like later on down the line. I just want to give you an in-depth of the video. Over here, they used to have a food truck here. It wasn't open the last time I was here, but they had a food truck here. And of course, this is not only a science museum, but it is a zoo and an aquarium all in one, you know, because they have certain areas. If you want to look up videos for, you know, the science museum, you can look up videos for the science museum and watch, you know, see a lot of the videos and stuff. I will do a video later on down the line, but I'm not going to do a video right now of it because there's several other, you know, videos that we got to get on the way, and we're going to do several videos. We have several other locations we have to visit. Now that back in the mid 2000s, late 2000s, like mid 2000s, the Science Museum ended up moving to this location. I can't actually give you the actual date of the location, but they moved to this location when they changed the Bicentennial Park and made it into the museum park. Also, there's a Metro mover station that sits over here. We'll probably get to see that in a little bit. So here we are at the Perez Art Museum in Miami, formerly known as the Miami Art Museum. Now we're gonna go through this thing here. This is one of the outside exhibits that you can actually enter in for free. And sorry if the blue strips are getting in your way.
Y la calle está acá, no sé dónde hay otra calle.
Yeah. And we're also going to do a video of the Perez Art Museum as well, but we're not going to do one. I've never visited this location, but I did visit the Miami Art Museum when it was at its original location, but I've never visited this location. But I believe the same time I'm going to do the Science Museum is probably the same time I'm going to do the Art Museum as well. But yeah, they have a lot of art. They have a lot of amenities here. They have a lot of areas here that you can visit and venue. Like you can visit the outside area. You can visit it for free. They have a sculpture there that you can visit. Yeah, you can visit this area, the outside area, for free. But to get in, of course, there's an admission to get inside the art museum. I'm quite sure they have a snack area. They do have a little cafe where you can order stuff, and they have upcoming events on the venue there. We're gonna go further down down here where you can see different arts and sculptures. Down here, I'm not here. Ooh. This is the Mary M. and Sash A. Spencer Sculpture Garden. This is one of the sculptures here. I'm going to take a walk through. Now, one of the things I did see, but I know it's probably on the inside, where they have it's like a fake pool to where it's like where you walking and you can be under the pool and it's not real water, but it's under the pool. Now, that might be on the inside of the art museum. I'm not for sure. I couldn't tell you. So I wouldn't know like the areas and stuff like that, but this is like some of the areas. This is like where some of the sculptures will be. Like you have different sculptures, you have different, areas. Like this is like now I want to say a secluded trail, but this is like areas where they do different sculptures and they have different, things. This is right here where this is the MacArthur Causeway sits there, which is also called the I-395 as well. So, and there's not many sculptures here. There's a sculpture right there. Like I said, if you want to know more about these sculptures, you can go and take a walk around and look at these sculptures and stuff like that. But these are like different sculptures from like local artists did, and they taken in. I don't know if this is a sculpture, it's probably a little area, but these are like sculptures that like local artists have taken, like did and stuff like that. Like I'm not gonna actually take the time to actually do like take a look at all of these stuff and then take a look at a lot of this stuff. So I'm just going to be one of those where I say, hey, if you want to take the time and look at these sculptures, come on for yourself. You can take a look at some of these. It looks like a lot of these art sculptures they got they took in a lot of these art sculptures away. So I'm guessing there's not a lot of art sculptures. It looks like something was there, it looked like something was here, it looked like something was there. So a lot of these art sculptures got taken away. So this a walkway? I guess not. This is the bus loading and unloading area, also where the Metro Mover is at. We're not going to probably get to the Metro Mover station. We're just probably going to do that because we're coming close to the near of our show. I'm going to go show you the sculptures of the sculpture area that has the sculpture. This is a pretty decent park. Like I said, you can visit this park for actually free. But if you want to go inside the Forest Museum, the Science Museum, or you want to go into the Art Museum, the Forest Science Museum or the Art Museum, you do have to pay a fee to go in. I'm quite sure it's not much. And they do have memberships where you can actually come to the museum for free. I'm going to see if I can go upstairs and see if there's another part of this museum that I can view. And of course, you have views of over on the other side. Over on the other side, this is called the MacArthur Causeway. Over when you cross this bridge, there are two iconic places there. Over here on the right side, there's the Miami Children's Museum, and on the left side there is Jungle Island, which is formerly known as Parrot Jungle. And remember, I did a episode a while back showcasing Pinecrest Gardens, which was the former home of Parrot Jungle / Jungle Island, and now it sits here across the waterways. And plus, Miami Children's Museum, if you remember, I did a video of Coral Gables Miracle Marketplace, which was the former home of the Children's Museum, which sits here now as well. So this is the area here. Now we're gonna go back over this way. I'm gonna go back down because I don't really need to be over here, and I just want to give you an overview. I was trying to see if there's any more to show, but I guess not. So now, as you can see from what I've seen, a lot of these videos are under 30 minutes. So walking this park, if you're just walking alone and you're just walking like I'm walking, it takes you less than 30 minutes. Just like with Bayside, it took me less than 30 minutes to walk Bayside because I didn't go on the second floor of Bayside, and I didn't, go into any of the shops. I just did a walkthrough of Bayside. And it's the same thing here with the Maurice Ferre Park / Museum Park. And over here, if you can see in the video, you can see the Skywheel. And this bridge right here is the Port of Miami Bridge. And areas. And the bridge that sits next to it, that's the train bridge where they have the cargo trains and stuff like that goes into the Port of Miami as well. This is, people go fishing here as well too. And I mean, last time I was here, a lot of this area was like really the area was like, the water was dirty and dingy. And this is one of the sculptures out here that people come and they take pictures with, and they sit up here and take pictures of this iconic sculpture. It's not a legendary sculpture, it's just a sculpture here. And this is the Museum Park Baywalk Phase 2 and Phase 3, funded in part by a grant from the Florida Inland Navigation District, Atlantic Intercoastal Florida Navigation Inland District, which is a pretty iconic thing. Okay, so this is it. We are now coming towards the end of this video segment. They do have bikes where you can rent bikes. We are now coming to the end of this video. Watch your step. This is Maurice Ferre Park / Museum Park, which also houses the Philip and Patricia Frost Science Museum and the Perez Art Museum, Miami. If you have any questions, comments, or if you want to share your, thoughts, or if you've been here and you want to share your trips or memories here, you can comment at the bottom of this page. You can also email me at roundtable00@yahoo.com. And this is one of the favorite parts. Like I said, we're going to be visiting the Science Museum and we're going to be visiting the Art Museum, but we will do that in a later video. We're just showcasing the outside of the videos, which is the outside locations of the park and the outside locations of here. So we're all just only visiting here. So I thank you for watching this episode. As always, stay safe, stay blessed. Stay hydrated. And of course, stay warm because it's cold out here. But it's not as cold as I thought it would be, because it's the daytime. But this is the Roundtable Talk. I'm your host, C Money. I will see you in a few minutes for our next episode. This is the Roundtable Talk. Take care.